In the pantheon of sports legends, some thrones are rarely challenged. For decades, hockey's greatest king seemed untouchable. His name etched in every record book. Wayne Gretzky, the Great One, was not just the best. He was the undisputed greatest of all time. But now, a challenger has emerged from the modern era. A blur of speed and skill so transcendent that he forces us to ask the unthinkable. Is Connor McDavid even better? This is the ultimate hockey debate. Chapter 1: The Untouchable King. For nearly 40 years, the conversation about hockey's GOAT was a short one. It began and ended with number 99. Wayne Gretzky didn't just play hockey, he redefined it, bending the sport to his will through sheer intellect and unparalleled vision. To understand his case, you don't start with dusty game tapes or nostalgic stories. You start with the numbers, because they tell a story so outrageous it feels like a work of fiction. Gretzky's career statistics are not merely records, they are monuments that tower over the landscape of hockey history. He is the all-time leader in goals, 894, assists, 1,963, and consequently, total points, 2,857. This is where the argument for his supremacy begins to feel almost unfair. The gap between him and the player in second place for career points, Jaromir Jagr, is a staggering 936 points. To put that in perspective, the gap alone would be enough to rank 96th on the all-time NHL scoring list. It's a career's worth of elite production that separates him from everyone else. But the single most mind-bending statistic, the one that often ends the debate before it starts, is this. If you took away every single one of Wayne Gretzky's 894 career goals, he would still be the NHL's all-time leading scorer based on his assists alone. No other player in the history of North American major professional sports, not in baseball, basketball, or football, holds a record so dominant that they would lead their sport's primary statistical category using only a secondary one. His 1,963 assists are more points than any other player has ever scored total. It's a statistical truth that borders on the absurd. His peak was a period of sustained dominance the league will never see again. In the 1985-86 season, Gretzky registered 215 points. In the history of the sport, only 9 seasons of 190 points or more have ever been recorded. Gretzky has 4 of them. He holds the record for most goals in a season, 92, most assists in a season, 163, and won the Hart Trophy as the league's most valuable player 9 times, including an unbelievable 8 times in a row from 1980 to 1987. He didn't just win the scoring race, he lapped the field. It was common for him to have more assists than the second-place point scorer had total points. However, Gretzky's greatness wasn't just confined to personal accolades. He was the engine of a dynasty. As the leader of the Edmonton Oilers in the 1980s, he captained one of the most exciting and dominant teams ever assembled, winning 4 Stanley Cups in 5 seasons. He made his teammates better, elevating the play of everyone on the ice with him. His vision was legendary. He famously played from the office, his preferred spot behind the opponent's net. From there, he was a grandmaster playing chess while everyone else played checkers. He would patiently wait, scanning the ice like a supercomputer, processing billions of data points before threading a perfect no-look pass to a teammate for an easy goal. He wasn't the fastest skater or the strongest player. He was simply the smartest, anticipating plays seconds before they happened. Beyond the stats and the trophies, Gretzky's impact fundamentally changed the geography of the sport. When he was shockingly traded to the Los Angeles Kings in 1988, he single-handedly made hockey cool in Southern California. He turned a niche winter sport into a mainstream event in a non-traditional market, paving the way for league expansion into the Sun Belt. Teams like Anaheim Ducks, San Jose Sharks, and Tampa Bay Lightning owe a part of their existence to the Gretzky effect. He was more than a player. He was an ambassador who grew the name on an international scale. His case isn't just about being the best player, it's about having the greatest and most impactful career the sport has ever seen. Chapter 2: The Modern Marvel. For decades, Gretzky's throne seemed entirely safe. Superstars came and went, but none possessed the statistical might to mount a serious challenge. Then, a player arrived who didn't just put up points, but did so with a physical dominance and breathtaking artistry that felt like an evolution of the sport itself. If Wayne Gretzky was a hockey supercomputer, Connor McDavid is a hypersonic weapon. McDavid's case for GOAT status rests on his ability to produce at a historic rate in an era specifically designed to prevent it. He is an offensive dynamo in a defense-first league. His primary weapon is a skill set that has never been seen before: the ability to skate at a truly explosive, game-breaking top speed while maintaining flawless control of the puck. There have been fast skaters and there have been skilled puck handlers, but no one has ever combined the two into such a seamless, unstoppable force. Watching McDavid is an experience in itself. He gathers the puck deep in his own zone, and in 3 powerful strides, he's already accelerating past opponents. He doesn't skate around defenders, he skates through them. One of his signature moves involves slicing between 2 defenders at full speed, a play so audacious and infrequently successful that it defies all defensive logic. His famous goal against the New York Rangers in 2021 is a perfect encapsulation of his genius. He picked up the puck in the neutral zone, weaved through 4 different players, faked the goalie out of position, and slid the puck into the net. It wasn't just a goal, it was a work of art, a 15-second masterpiece of speed, skill, and audacity that left commentators and opponents speechless. He performs these miracles in the most difficult scoring environment in NHL history. The goalies McDavid faces are not the stand-up netminders of the 80s. They are 6'4" athletic marvels trained in highly technical styles like the reverse VH and covered in enormous, scientifically designed padding. Scoring on them requires a perfect shot, a clever D, or a defensive breakdown. McDavid creates his own breakdowns out of thin air. Furthermore, the strategic side of the game is vastly more advanced. Every team employs video coaches and analytics departments to dissect his tendencies. Opponents deploy specific defensive schemes like the 1-3-1 neutral zone trap explicitly to slow him down. And the league itself is defined by parity, enforced by a hard salary cap that prevents the construction of long-term super teams like Gretzky's Oilers. The talent level across the league is also deeper than ever. There are no easy nights against weak fourth-liners. Every player in today's NHL is a world-class athlete. And yet, in this suffocating environment, McDavid dominates. He has won the Art Ross Trophy as the league's top scorer 5 times and the Hart Trophy as MVP 3 times. His 2022-23 season was a thunderclap that echoed through hockey history. He scored 64 goals and added 89 assists for 153 points, the highest total the league had seen in 27 years. In an era where hitting 100 points is the mark of an elite superstar, McDavid blew past 150. He is consistently putting up a points per game (PGP) average that rivals the all-time greats, currently ranking 3rd in NHL history behind only Gretzky and Mario Lemieux. The argument for McDavid is an argument of context. What he is doing, given the goalies he faces, the systems he has to crack, and the opponents he competes against, is arguably more impressive on a nightly basis than anything seen before. Chapter 3: The Verdict in a Generational Clash. The debate between Gretzky and McDavid pits the indisputable quantitative dominance of the past against the breathtaking context-adjusted brilliance of the present. It's a conflict between the unimpeachable resume and the undeniable eye test, between the history books and the highlight reels. How do you choose between the man who owns all the records and the man who makes you feel like you're watching something impossible? Gretzky's argument is built on an untouchable foundation of numbers and championships. The sheer volume of his scoring and the 4 Stanley Cup rings create a formidable objective case that is, for the moment, unassailable. When your secondary stats alone make you the greatest scorer ever, your legacy is practically bulletproof. He was so much better than his peers that he essentially broke the sport's statistical framework. McDavid's argument is one of modern marvel. He is an evolutionary athlete performing at a historic level in an era of unprecedented parity and defensive structure. The central question becomes one of era adjustment. If you were to transport a prime McDavid back to the high-flying 1980s, with its more open ice and smaller goalies, could he challenge Gretzky's 250-point season? Given his physical tools, many believe he could, and might even surpass it. Conversely, if a prime Gretzky, with his slight frame and less than explosive skating, were dropped into today's game, would his hockey IQ be enough to dominate? His brain would still be the best on the ice, but he would face relentless physical pressure and tactical systems designed to neutralize his genius. He would undoubtedly be a superstar, but would he be Gretzky? This is where the final, crucial pieces of the puzzle come into play: championships and longevity. The most significant mark against McDavid's claim is the absence of a Stanley Cup. While he has led his team to the final, he has yet to capture hockey's ultimate prize. Gretzky's 4 rings are a powerful rebuttal to any argument. Greatness is measured in individual brilliance, but it is immortalized in team success. In a team sport, winning is the final validator. The caveat, as mentioned, is the salary cap. Building a dynasty is no longer possible in the way it was for the Oilers. A modern superstar has a much heavier burden to carry his team, making McDavid's playoff performances even more critical to his legacy. The other factor is longevity. Gretzky played for 20 seasons, remaining a productive, elite player well into his late 30s. McDavid is in his prime, but to truly challenge for the throne, he must sustain his excellence for another decade, avoiding the brutal wear and tear of the modern game. So, who is the GOAT? For now, the crown must remain with Wayne Gretzky. The weight of 2,857 points and 4 Stanley Cups is simply too heavy to overcome. The title of greatest of all time is not just about who is the most skilled, but who had the greatest career. Gretzky's completed body of work, from the individual records to the team championships to his impact on the sport's growth, remains unparalleled. But the throne is no longer secure. Connor McDavid is not just knocking on the door, he is threatening to kick it down. He is the first player to make this a genuine conversation, transforming a settled fact into a raging debate. His story is still being written, his legacy still being forged in the fire of the NHL playoffs. The beauty of it all is that we get to watch it unfold night after night as the most electrifying player on the planet continues his relentless chase of the Great One. The debate isn't over. In many ways, it has just begun. Still debating who's the GOAT? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to subscribe. We've got more legendary hockey stories coming your way.